I'm talking about the Quran. But most of the time, the EU is the result of joining two words together, which we will learn that later on. And that is, well, a word ends with a tanween, and the next word is wa. And so we get EU. It will be kesratain, E, but you're not going to say in now, you say EU. Going into when you see the wa, which is, those of you who have studied Psalm, you know that wa is a word by itself, right? But how many times do you see wa in the Quran with a shadda on it? And I talked to a brother when I was in Little Rock. He said, man, I didn't know what to do with that. The shadda means that you got to connect it with the word that came before it. Otherwise, you can't say anything, because the rule of a shadda, which we're going to repeat that later on, but the rule of a shadda is that there are two of those letters. When the shadda is on them, we'll learn that. Don't worry about trying to remember it now. But there are two of those letters. The first one is sukoon, and the second one has whatever vowel sign that is on the shadda. So if it's sukoon, you can't go anywhere, because sukoon means silent. That's it. All right. So let's do these again now. But as I said, these last two, we is a common word in the Quran. Well, I don't know how many times it's in the Quran, but it's in there more than one time. Zui, zui yana, zui yana, zui, ui. You got ui, zui yana. The word means to think that something is beautiful. It talks about wrongdoing people, thinking that their ways are all right. Zui, and the word is zui yana, zui, ui. All right. This one over here, we will have to show you that later on as we get into words, showing you where you have a tanween on the end of them with a wa. Usually the wa is involved in it. All right. Okay. All right. So let's do this one more time, and then I have something for those of you who have studied a little bit longer than the others. All right. How we're going to do it? I say it, and you say it together. All right. All right. A. E. Ooh. A. E. Ooh. A. Eu. Ui. Eu. All right. You know, y'all are doing so good. So maybe, let me see how much time. Maybe we do two syllables. And, yeah, we do two syllables. I mean, two lines. And instead of making this 4, we'll make it 2 lessons. We'll do the last 2. Then that way they'll give us a chance to explain some of what we were saying up here also. And it'll stick a little better, because you won't have to, if I don't do it, then you're going to have to remember this the next month. All right. So now, this next line, what's going to be the sound in this next line? Anybody figure that out? What's the sound? No, I'm not talking about pronouncing. I'm just talking about what are the sounds. What are the sounds? They're the same as the first line. Right. There are no more sounds in the whole language. So line 1, 2, 3, and 4 all have the same sounds. There are no more sounds. I don't care if you pull up a dictionary, you're going to be dealing with these same 10 sounds wherever you go. All right? There are no more sounds. That's why I asked you that, so that you remember that. Now, what we're going to do in syllable type 2 is we're going to say these same 10 sounds, but we're going to say them from a consonant position. I think I can explain that to you without having to write it, because some dictionaries will tell you that consonants are non-vowel sounds, and I disagree with that. First of all, they are saying that consonants represent non-vowel sounds, but that's not true either. Okay? Consonant. If you studied the English language, you know that con in English words mean what? With. Con, co, and com mean with when you get into that word. Like, you know, a conversation. We're conversing with each other. We're exchanging knowledge with each other. All right? I used to use this one all the time in the penitentiary, and brothers didn't like it. I said, convict. I mean, he's with the verdict, and he's also with the victim. All right. All right. They didn't like it. That was coming too close to home. They were, brother, can't you find something else to talk about beside it? All right. So, con in consonant means with. Sonat comes from the word sonar, which means what? Sound. You remember that old TV movie, some of y'all old enough to remember, called Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea? Yeah. And they had this system on there, on the submarine, where they sent out sound, and that sound would travel out, and when it hit something, it would come back, And they knew what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us, that sound travels at the speed of 1,037 1/3 feet per second. So they were able to tell when that sound come back how far it had gone based on when it left. And that machine kept track of each sound as if it had a fingerprint. And then depending on how strong that sound came, how strong it came back, it's going to come back at the same speed. But how strong it comes, they were able to estimate the size of the vessel that sound was hitting out there. But just remember, sonat means sound. Consonant means with sound. So these are all the sounds that there are in the language. From here on, we're going to be putting something with the sounds. All right? With the sounds. You know that was true in English also? But I didn't know it when I was teaching English. I didn't know it. Until it took me beginning to learn Arabic that I saw that I had mistaught English so long. Who knows the English vowels? Come on, we got some teachers. All right, go ahead.
A, E, I, O, and U.
A, E, I, O, U, and somebody says sometimes Y, also sometimes W. Sometimes W, sometimes Y. Very good. All right. Now comes the big challenge. I want someone to tell me in English what the first consonant letter is in English. In the alphabetical order. What's the first consonant letter?
B.
Who was that? Somebody's right in here. But he said E.
I said D. No, the consonant. Yeah.
But what did you say? But he said E.
B.
He said E.
B.
Y'all think I'm hard of hearing, don't you? Now I got y'all to agree last week. Y'all agreed last week that I could be the teacher, right? Now I got to qualify myself, all right? So ask me to say the first letter in the English alphabet that is a consonant and see if I can do it. Somebody ask me out loud.
What is the first letter?
All right. Look at me. That's it. I don't have to say E from there. I need to get over on the camera. That's right, because this is really. So the first consonant letter in English is this. And from that position, I do not have to say E. I can say bay, I can say boo, I can say bad. I do not have to say B when I go to that position. So consonants represent positions. I'm giving you now Ajeen Muhammad's definition of a consonant. A consonant represents a position from which to start or stop making a sound. You can start making a sound in that position, or you can stop making a sound in that position. So let's take the letter B. I don't have to say B, we've already done that, but I don't have to start there also. I can say Ebe. I can say Ab. I'm stopping in that position now, right, you see? So that same position can be for starting or stopping. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about the science or the study of human sounds. So that if you understand these fundamentals, we'll be able to move pretty good once we get started. All right? So, consonants do what? They represent positions in which to start or stop making sounds. How many sounds are there? 3 is correct, but also we could say what? 10. There are 3 is correct. I can't say you're wrong to say 3 because there really are just 3. But then when we get through working with them, improvising, we can get up to 10, right? 10. But I would not notice I didn't say you were wrong. You said 3. 3 is absolutely correct. But when we extend it, then we wind up with 10, all right? So now, syllable type 2 is going to be dealing with using a consonant letter as a position from which to start making these 10 sounds. Now there are lots of consonants. As a matter of fact, if there are 3 vowels in the Arabic alphabet, and there are 28 Arabic alphabets, how many consonants are there? I heard somebody say 25. You're almost right. There are 25 full-time consonants. But we have 2 here. This vowel and this vowel can serve as consonants also if we put a vowel sign above them or below them. All right? So I just thought we'll learn that later on. But so there are 25 letters that